Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Millers Creek on the campus of West Wilkes High School here tonight as we get you set for basketball in the year 2022. I'm Sports Director Aikman Chambers. My broadcast partner in crime, Keith Bryan's making his way up to Millers Creek this evening. We're moving rather fast. The girls' game just has gotten underway tonight. We had to wait until the conclusion of our Focus on the Foothills program finished airing, but we are underway in our girls' game tonight. 6 minutes to play first period. It is a 4-1 advantage for the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles here in this contest tonight. West Wilkes currently with the basketball, and it's a turnover by the Lady Blackhawks as Wilkes Central comes up with it, and they are led up the court by their star point guard, Zoe Sussey. Works it around to Sarah Lowe on the perimeter. That's a three, and it's good for Sarah Lowe. Job well done from the left perimeter, and a timeout's called by Coach Allie Green as we've not even played 3 minutes of basketball yet, and the Lady Blackhawks already sit in a 7-1 deficit here tonight. We appreciate you for tuning in with us here as we've got our combo telecast rolling tonight as well. Look out in the coming days on the RiverStreet Productions YouTube, Facebook, and social media platforms as we will have this game available in a video-style broadcast for your viewing pleasure coming up in the next couple of days. And you can check out our other games that we've had so far this season in basketball and also in football as well. All of our in-county matchups between our four Wilkes County teams available for your viewing pleasure as well. So if you're not over high school football yet, we've got all those available for you, and the first set of basketball games that we have done this year. As we start things back out, West Wilkes going to inbound the basketball here on the baseline as it's Casey Triplett gets it in to Anna Lee Bell, and then a bad pass that's knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Riley Parker for Wilkes Central as she knocks it out of bounds. It's going to stay Blackhawk basketball with 5:35 remaining in our first period. Anna Lee Bell's going to get the inbound from the side, and she walks the ball up over center court. Goes to Parker Childress. Childress dumps it down into the right corner to Tori Teague. Ball works its way around the perimeter left to right. Back to Anna Lee Bell. It goes on the right perimeter. Now deep in the right corner. That's a deep two, is off the mark that time by Casey Triplett. Rebound comes down to Zoe Sussey, and up the court she goes. She pulls up from 12 feet. That one didn't even draw rim. Good defense by Anna Lee Bell, and then Sussey gets it back on the defensive end, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be West Wilkes basketball. 5:06 remaining here in first period. Wilkes Central Lady Eagles with a 7-1 advantage here early on. Both teams only have committed one team foul apiece here tonight. So neither team nowhere near foul trouble here at the start of our girls' game tonight. It's Parker Childress and Anna Lee Bell play a little two-man basketball, trying to beat this press. Loose ball picked up by Casey Triplett. She drives inside to lay it in, misses. Offensive rebound by Teague is put back up. She misses it, and the ball goes rolling out of bounds. It will stay Wilkes Central basketball. 4:46 remaining in our opening period. 7-1 advantage in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles. Parker Childress to inbound on the sideline. She gets it into Anna Lee Bell. Bell goes over to Tori Teague on the left perimeter. Back, great two-man basketball game as Teague got the ball on the left perimeter, dumped it down to Triplett in the far left corner. Teague cut to the basket, and then Triplett hit her in stride for an easy two. It's 7-3 in favor of the Lady Eagles. Sarah Lowe with the basketball, right corner as McKenna Freeman gets it top of the key. Freeman works it around to Sussy. Sussy trying to tell the offense to move around just a little bit. Riley Parker transitions from right corner to left corner as the motion offense still carries through here for Wilkes Central. So is Sussy, an open corner three off the top of the backboard. Rebound comes down to Riley Parker. She loses it, but Wilkes Central gets it back. Now Zoe Mathis, a deep two, no. As that 15-foot jumper for Mathis is off, and Anna Lee Bell goes back the other way with the basketball. And we've got a foul underneath. That's going to be against Wilkes Central. And it appears that the foul is going to be on number 35. That is Zoe Mathis for the Lady Eagles. 3:50 to go in our opening period. 7-3 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. The Blackhawks get it in. Parker Childress, a corner three off the inbound is pure. And the Lady Blackhawks have cut this to a one-point game at 7-6. Zoe Sussy with the basketball. Sussy. Childress picks her up. Goes over on the left perimeter. Now the ball works its way back around. Freeman gets it. Goes right back to Sussy. Then gives it up top of the key to Anna Rollins. Rollins to Parker. Over to Sussy in the corner. Three is in and out. Ball is tipped up. Brought in by Casey Triplett. And Anna Lee Bell gets it now. Heads up the court with the basketball. Bell to the cup she goes, and she draws a foul. It'll be the third team foul on the Lady Eagles. And from what we can tell, believe it's number 32, Sarah Lowe, is going to pick up that personal foul. That is Sarah's second foul of the contest, third team foul. So already two fouls for Sarah Lowe. She's one of the key cogs for this Lady Eagle basketball club. 3:07 to go first period as Anna Lee Bell strips a couple of free throws. The Lady Blackhawks have their first lead of the night at 8-7, and it comes at the 3-minute mark of the first period. Sussy with the basketball. She goes over to Rollins. Rollins on the left perimeter goes back top of the key to Freeman. Now Rollins tries to dump it inside to a cutting Jayla Smoker. It's stolen away. Good defense by Anna Lee Bell. And then the other way in transition, she tried to push it up the floor to, I believe that was Katie Woods, or Katie Nichols, I apologize. She tried to push that ball up the court to, and she was unable to get it to her. Ball knocked out of bounds, but it's going to stay Blackhawk basketball with 2:47 to go in our first period. 8-7 is our score in favor of West Wilkes. Anna Lee Bell going to do the inbound duties, far baseline. Referee trying to make a decision here to no avail. And now a quick trigger three from Parker Childress. No, that one rims out. Rebound brought in by Wilkes Central. Sussy tosses a dime up the court to Rollins, but instead of heading to the basket, she pulls out. Now Sussy gets it back. Sussy's going to drive. A nice little runner from about 12 feet, strips, and it's 9-8 in favor of the Lady Eagles. What a pass by Sussy, but Rollins, instead of going on to the basket, she pulled out, found Sussy back cutting to the basket, and then she got a nice little 12-foot floater to go. Now Tori Teague on the baseline, back the other way, kicks into the left corner to Parker Childress, who dribbles out top of the key here. Clock ticking, 2 minutes, 10 seconds and rolling first period. 9-8, Wilkes Central with the advantage. Now Childress goes inside. That's a wild shot, a floater from about the free throw line. Barely drew rim. Back the other way comes Wilkes Central. Now Rollins, quarter three for the Eagles. In and out. Rebound comes down to Katie Nichols as she gives it up to Parker Childress, who goes up the court in transition. Casey Triplett to the cup. Shot is blocked. Good defense by Jayla Smoker. Back come the Lady Eagles. Pass is intercepted by Parker Childress. Another Lady Eagle turnover. Good defense that time and awareness by the Lady Blackhawks as they try to pass it into the low post to Tori Teague. It was a bad pass at her knees. She couldn't hang on. Wilkes Central comes away with it. Now Zoe Sussy with the basketball. Sussy going to pull up. Three, top of the key. That is found money for number 22 in green and gold. Make that 12-8 in favor of the Lady Eagles. Anna Lee Bell with the basketball. 65 seconds remain here in the opening period. Bell looking to go somewhere with it. Has yet to use her dribble, now passes over. to Childress, back to Bell. Quick trigger three, no. Off far side of the backboard. Here comes McKenna Freeman in transition. As she dumps it off to Rollins, back to Sussy for three. And that one rims out. Loose ball. And are we going to get a foul, I believe, or are they going to just call this ball out of bounds? Bodies hit the deck. It's going to be out of bounds. So it's going to go back to West Wilkes with 38 seconds to play in our first period. 12-8 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. West Wilkes trailed 7-1 early, clawed back, got an 8-7 lead, then Wilkes Central stole it right back at 12-8. It's been a roller coaster first period here in Millers Creek. Casey Triplett with the basketball, goes to Parker Childress. Childress looks to drive through the contact. She lays it up. It rims out, but Katie Nichols there to get the rebound. She puts it back up and in. It's 12-10 in favor of Wilkes Central. 18 seconds and ticking as Zoe Sussy brings the ball up the court. Goes over to Rollins. Anna Rollins on the left wing, goes back to Sussy, back to Rollins. Rollins going to pull up for three, no. Rebound comes down, Katie Nichols with 5 seconds. Nichols picks up her dribble, goes to Annalie Bell for two, for one, throws up a half-court prayer, and it had enough power, just a little bit too high. So our first quarter in Millers Creek comes to a close with your score. Lady Eagles 12, Lady Blackhawks 10. We're back after this on Hometown Christian Radio. And welcome back to Millers Creek here tonight. Start of our second period. Eggman Chambers, my broadcast partner in crime, Keith Bryan, he's on his way in from work this evening. Our games in as far as JV went, girls and boys, moved rather quickly tonight. This game started earlier than normal as it's 12-10, Wilkes Central, 7:56 to go, second period here. Ball was inbounded by West Wilkes and then knocked out of bounds by Wilkes Central. So now West Wilkes sets it up as Tori Teague goes inside, cannot get the runner to go as it just clanks between the rim and the backboard, and back comes Zoe Sussy with the basketball. Sussy kicks out McKenna Freeman. That's a three from the corner. No. Missed everything. Katie Nichols, the rebound, and she dribbles it off the side of her ankle. It's going to go out of bounds, but they're going to say it is going to go off of Nichols last, and it'll stay Wilkes Central basketball. Inbounding the ball is Riley Parker, and Annalie Bell steals it on the inbound. Bell heads inside, dumps it off. Great two-lady basketball there as Tori T gets that layup to go. It is a 12-12 ball game here, 7:23 and ticking in our second period. Sussy with the basketball, just taking her time. In no rush whatsoever. Sarah Lowe with it. Goes over to Parker. Parker dumps it down to the left corner to Sussy. Now Zoe Mathis in the post. Back out Parker. Sarah Lowe, three. Top of the key. No. Loose ball. It clings around on the floor, and Parker Childress comes up with it, and we have got a foul. And the foul is going to be on, if that's on Sarah Lowe, that's her third foul. I believe he held up 32. Now they're saying second, but they said second when she got her, what we believe to be her second foul in the first half. So we'll try to figure that one out for you. Nonetheless, West Wilkes with the basketball. Parker Childress going to pull up for a deep two. No. Rebound is loose, and Tori Teague comes away with it. She has her putback shot blocked. But again, Katie Nichols, right place, right time, as she's trying to get out of a jam. Open is Annalie Bell. She maintains the loose ball, goes back. Parker Childress tries to dump it inside, and it goes. Let's see. No, we got a holding foul here. That is going to be on, I believe, number. See, we're awaiting the call on the floor. I believe that is going to be on Riley Parker. It is. That is her first. Team fifth foul for the Lady Eagles. 12-12 ball game, 6.5 minutes to play. West Wilkes with it, working the ball around the perimeter. Parker Childress has it, top of the key. Childress goes over to Tori Teague on the right wing. Teague to a cutting Annalie Bell, and contact but no foul call. Wilkes Central comes back the other way with it. McKenna Freeman zigging and zagging her way up the court, goes to Riley Parker. Now back top of the key to Sussy. Back over in the deep left corner, it goes to Freeman. Freeman works her way inside. Now kick out to Riley Parker. Over to Sussy now. Sussy, top of the key with the basketball. Sussy goes to Freeman. Cuts inside through the trees and then kicks back out Anna Rollins gets it in the right corner. She works her way up from right to left toward the top of the key. Sussy gets it, puts it up between 3 defenders, nearly gets it to go. Rebound comes down Parker Childress. 5.5 minutes to play first half in our girls game. It's a 12-12 tie, but Anna Lee Bell wants to think different. 3 ball is off. Back the other way comes Wilkes Central. Sussy with it. Thought about pulling up from 15, elects to kick out to Freeman. In the low post it goes to Mathis, over to Rollins. Rollins inside, draws the contact, and one. Good move that time by Anna Rollins, and that's going to send her to the free throw line for the and one. Make that 14-12. Wilkes Central with the and one free throw pending. Foul is on Katie Nichols. That's her first, team second for the Blackhawks. And one free throw is good for Rollins. That makes it 15-12 in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles. Tori Teague gets it, trying to pass it inside to Nichols, but Riley Parker denies the pass. Back the other way comes Wilkes Central. Sussy, kick over to Rollins, corner 3. Bounces off the rim, and guess what? She gets the shooter's roll, and it's 18-12 in favor of the Lady Eagles. 4:45 and ticking here in our first half of play. West Wilkes loses the basketball on the sideline, trying to force a pass. Another Blackhawk turnover. McKenna Freeman with the basketball. She nearly loses it. Gets it to Sussy in the corner, and Wilkes Central's caught fire here in the middle portion of our second period. Another 3, this time from Zoe Sussy, and it's 21-12 in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles. One's got to believe Allie Green may be thinking about a timeout for the Lady Blackhawks here if things don't start to shape up. Anna Lee Bell with the basketball. Bell works it over to Parker Childress, top of the key for 3, and it's off. Wilkes Central comes away with it. Sussy has it. Sussy runs up the court. Look at her go. Lead ahead pass. Mathis can't hold on to it, and they're going to say that Katie Nichols stepped on the end line. It's going to go back to Wilkes Central. Anna Lee Bell takes a much-deserved rest. She's played nearly every minute of this game. Replacing her is going to be number 23, Morgan Wood. Riley Parker to inbound. She does so to McKenna Freeman. Over it comes to Sussy. In the post to Mathis. Back out Freeman, top of the key for 3. No. Rebound Zoe Mathis for the Eagles. The offensive rebound was big, and then Morgan Wood intercepts a pass. Her and Sussy hits the deck. Still loose. Riley Parker comes up with it. Now to Mathis it goes. Mathis, she's trapped down in the corner. Goes back out to Sussy to reset the offense here. Now Sarah Lowe has it. Goes to McKenna Freeman. Freeman, top of the key. Anna Rollins for 3. Yes, Wilkes Central is on fire in this second period, ladies and gentlemen. 24-12. This is a game that was tied up at 12 apiece to start this second period, and Wilkes Central has come out red hot here in the second period. Loose ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Lady Blackhawk basketball here. What a shooting job by Wilkes Central here in the second period as my broadcast partner Keith Bryan joins us here this evening. My friend, Happy New Year to you. Glad to be back with you here as always. And you come in right at the best point in time. Wilkes Central absolutely lighting it up from three-point land all of a sudden.
Well, it's just good to have you, see you again after a 2-week hiatus.
I know. You know, most people probably think, you know, if they go 2 weeks without seeing each other, they might forget who each other is. But with you and I, that don't seem to be the case.
Well, I know. I get to talk to you every once in a while on the phone, so
that helps.
But I'm glad you and Jordan had a good time at the beach.
Absolutely. Anna Lee Bell misses a 3, but Morgan Wood gets the offensive rebound for the Lady Blackhawks. And they'll reset again. Keith, West Wilkes really needs some points on this possession because Wilkes Central stretching this lead out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah, a lot of new faces on this Wilkes Central team. And
Parker Childress, a 3 from the left perimeter. That was much needed to stop the bleeding just a little bit by Coach Allie Green and her Blackhawks, as with 2:20 to go first half, it's now 24-15 in favor of Wilkes Central. A lot of the same faces, though, from last year for Coach Davenport. Keith, this is a Wilkes Central girls team you got to believe is going to factor into this Foothills 2A conference. Zoe Sussy an open 3. That's a rare miss, but Zoe Mathis on the boards, unable to get that put back, but Sussy gets it, and still
they're letting them play.
Yeah, they're letting them play. And I think we finally got a foul call. What does it say, though, Keith, when Zoe Sussey comes up with the offensive rebound? And she's the smallest. We've seen this for 4 years now. This young lady's motor is on a different level than other girls.
Well, it definitely is. But, it also says if you're a West Wilkes fan, you've got to box out.
Yeah.
I mean, when the smallest player on the floor is getting inside position, it means somebody's just not boxing out.
West Wilkes with the basketball, 1:52 to play and ticking in our first half here this evening. 24-15 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. And it's a bad pass intercepted by McKenna Freeman. One-on-one in transition. Look at Freeman, had Parker Childress turned around. Childress was able to get back in good defensive position, but Jayla Smoker trailing the play comes in for the offensive rebound and lays it up and in. 26-15 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. West Wilkes with it now. Parker Childress goes back into the right corner to Casey Triplett. Fires up a three, and she gets it to go. 18 is our score. The Blackhawks trying to stay within single digits here as we close in. Tail end of our first half, and we've got looks like a young lady with her shoe untied on the court. They're going to stop play and let her tie her shoe. That's McKenna Freeman with 64 seconds to play in our first half. Fast-moving game tonight because they flew through the JV game, so this game started earlier than normal. Riley Parker with the basketball for Wilkes Central, working it around the perimeter. Parker goes over to Journey McCrimmon. Now works its way back over to Anna Rollins. Rollins, good defense by West Wilkes. Ball's loose, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Katie Nichols. It'll stay Wilkes Central basketball with 39 seconds to play in the first half. You've got to believe, Keith, if you're West Wilkes, you would like to be able to get a defensive stop and at least get one more basket going into the half.
Yeah.
McCrimmon inside. She misses. Loose ball. Rebound comes up to her. And then we got a travel, so West Wilkes can hold for the final shot here if they choose to. Anna Lee Bell with the basketball. 25 seconds to play here in the half. Bell gets a screen. Kicks over into the right corner. A three from Childress is off. Loose ball. Katie Nichols comes away with it, but they're going to get her with an offensive foul. So it goes back to Wilkes Central. 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Lady Eagles have a 26-18 lead. McKenna Freeman with it, down to 11 seconds. Freeman still with it. Hands off to Sussey, 7 seconds. Sussey, top of the key, being guarded by Morgan Wood. Good crossover move. Sussey inside, the runner, no. Rebound, Casey Triplett, and our first half comes to a close. Wilkes Central came out hot in that second period, but West Wilkes still within striking distance. Our score at the break, it's a Lady Eagles 26, Lady Blackhawks 18. We're back after this on Hometown Christian Radio.
Wilkes Communications is North Carolina's premier high-speed internet provider. With a reliable fiber-to-the-home network, work, learn, and play without worrying about frustrating slowdowns or waiting for your videos to buffer. Get your local connection to fast internet for your home or business today, all from a hometown company you can trust. Learn more at wilkes.net or give us a call at 336-973-3103.
Welcome back to West Wilkes High School here tonight as we are underway. Start of the second half. Wilkes Central missed a quick trigger inbound three to start. West Wilkes gets it back, and now McKenna Freeman comes up with a steal, and in transition gets points off turnovers, and that makes it 28-18. And
it seems like it every time that West Wilkes tries to make a little bit of a move, and Wilkes Central counterattacks.
Yeah, they do what they got to do to to counteract what West Wilkes is putting together here. Annalee Bell with the basketball. Freeman guarding her tight. Freeman hits the deck. And we got a travel on number 22, Morgan Wood for West Wilkes. Or I should say Katie Nichols. I apologize. I was looking at the wrong name. And it's another West Wilkes turnover. West Wilkes shooting themselves in the foot a couple of times to start this second half. Zoe Sussey with the basketball. This young lady, a future soccer player with the University of Arkansas. She's going to be a Razorback. Riley Parker going to fire up a three. It's off. And we got a foul on the rebound attempt by Zoe Mathis. Tell you, Keith, anytime you're from Wilkes County and you're playing Division I anything, you know you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's more of an exception rather than the rule, that's for sure. We've not had that many D1 athletes in this county.
And Sussey is a cream of the crop athlete,
and you know,
especially the sport of soccer.
And you got McKenna Freeman's just right behind her.
Absolutely. And now Parker Childress looking to drive, kicks out Tori Teague, a deep two, misses everything. And the rebound comes down to Zoe Sussey as she heads up the court with a basketball. Sussey kicks it over to Sarah Lowe. Lowe back to Sussey. Now to Smoker, back to Sussey. Deep corner to Parker for three, misses everything. But Sarah Lowe's there for the offensive rebound. She kicks it back to Smoker. Now back up top of the key, it goes to McKenna Freeman. Smoker gets it. Sarah Lowe, right corner three, yes. Make that 31-18 in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles as we close in on 6 minutes to play in our third period. Annalee Bell tries to get the pass from Parker Childress. It's tipped out of bounds by Wilkes Central and will stay Blackhawk basketball. Keith, if West Wilkes don't put some points on the board, this game's looking like it may start to get away from them just a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, you got to wonder what would happen if they had Ledford out there. I mean, you know,
she would be able to combat. Absolutely, she would. That's a huge loss. Tori Teague gets a layup to go in the low post over Jayla Smoker for West Wilkes. 31-20 is our score. Quick in transition is Wilkes Central. Sussey with the basketball. Cross wing pass over to Freeman. Inside Sussey. No. Ball bounces out. Loose ball. Who wants it? West Wilkes for the offensive rebound, or I should say defensive rebound. I apologize. It's knocked out of bounds and will stay West Wilkes basketball. Annalee Bell with it. Goes to Parker Childress. Childress up to Bell. Now back to Childress as they're working the two-man game here, trying to beat this press. And a bad pass by Bell is intercepted by Riley Parker in transition. Sarah Lowe going to lay it up and in for two. Make that 33-20, and Coach Allie Green is going to burn a timeout with 5:04 to go, third period, as Wilkes Central has a 13-point advantage here at the 5-minute mark of the third period. And Keith, got an 8-point halftime lead. They've turned it into a 13-point lead here near the midway portion of the third period. Exactly what needed to be done if you're Coach Greg Davenport.
Well, you know, it looks like that West Wilkes is minus a few ball players out there, and they're having to play a lot of younger players. And, you know, that pretty much has the you're talking about an experienced team against a team now that's got a lot of younger players out there.
Yeah, you don't have Kendall Stanley out there. And, Keith, you could make a case that say that she's the key piece to this team. This is a young lady we've seen playing solid varsity minutes since her sophomore year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's not a lot of – when it comes right down to experience, you don't have – other than Parker, you don't have a whole lot of experience on the floor for the Blackhawks.
Outside of Parker Childress, the only two that will have more varsity experience than her is Casey Triplett and Katie Nichols, and they've always basically been, you know, 6th and 7th men kind of roles. West Wilkes with the basketball. Trying to beat this press, but Wilkes Central is making life tough as can be. Just all-around good defense. Coach Davenport said one of the things they needed to work on was their defensive ability, and it's shown here tonight just how good they can be defensively. Tori Teague with the basketball, going to fire up a three. No, rebound comes down Sarah Lowe. She kicks it up to Sussy in transition. Sussy, good bounce pass to Parker, but it gets knocked around. Sussy gets it back, tries to lay it up, no good. Rebound comes down to West Wilkes. They've got numbers in transition if they push fast enough. Anna Lee Bell goes inside, lays it up and in. Good move by the freshman. And it's 33-22. Wilkes Central with the advantage as we close in on 4 minutes to play in the third period. Sussy with it, goes to Freeman. Freeman, top of the key, goes left, dumps it down left wing to Parker. Riley Parker goes back to Freeman. Freeman, top of the key with it. Now pulls it back out toward the center court circle. Now works her way back up. Kicks over to Sarah Lowe on the right wing. Lowe just holding the basketball, yet to use a dribble. Now goes to Sussy, top of the key, and then over to Freeman. Now back to Lowe. Back to Sussy now on the right wing. Sussy, top of the key. Freeman thought about the three, elected otherwise. Now dumps it down to Jayla Smoker. Good move inside, can't finish. Smoker gets her own rebound, lays it back up and in. 35-22 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. 3:20 and ticking third period. That's a three from Casey Triplett. It's off. And now McKenna Freeman heads back the other way with the basketball. She dribbles it off of her ankle, out of bounds. It will be West Wilkes basketball. One thing about it, Keith, both of these teams like to play fast. They like to push the tempo. That's been their MO for a number of years now. But I think Wilkes Central's better suited for an even faster game just because of the speed and athleticism they have on the court.
Well, not only that, you're talking about players that have been in the system for a long time.
That's
too.
Exactly right. And it helps when two of your main pieces are soccer stars and they're used to running for nonstop when it comes to playing soccer.
Yeah, I mean, with Freeman and Sussy, I mean, this is just a walk in the park here compared to what they're used to.
They're used to playing soccer on a football field here at the high school level. So running up and down a basketball court is not anything that worries them too much. 35-22 is our score in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles. 2:40 and ticking on our third period. Sussy got to fire up a three. That one rims out. Offensive rebound. McKenna Freeman goes back to Anna Rollins. Rollins with the basketball gives it up to Sussy. Sussy dribbles top of the key, left to right. Sussy works it over to McCrimmon. Now back to Rollins, top of the key. Wilkes Central just taking their time, not rushing anything on the offensive end, especially the fact given they got a 13-point advantage here with nearly 2 minutes to play in the third period. Anna Rollins with it, goes over to Sussy. Sussy inside to Freeman. Freeman makes a move, goes up, and good defense that time by Katie Nichols as she blocks the shot. And back comes Anna Lee Bell. Up the court, Tori Teague. Parker Childress for three in the corner, yes. And we got ourselves a 10-point game, 35-25. A minute 45 and ticking on this third period clock. West Wilkes trying to make a run late in this third period and close the gap. McKenna Freeman with it now. Freeman, top of the key, it goes to Jayla Smoker. Now to McCrimmon. Journey McCrimmon with the basketball, gives it up to Anna Rollins. Rollins, top of the key, goes left wing to Sussy. Sussy inside, Anna
Great
Rollins.
pass.
She's fouled.
That was a great inside pass.
It really
right
was. There. So Casey Triplett picks up the foul. Her first, just a team first in the second half. This has been a very clean game overall. There wasn't many fouls in the first half and only two altogether, one by each team here in the second half.
Well, I mean, they're letting the players dictate the game rather than the officials.
They're letting them play through some contact. I mean, they're letting them beat and bang. One only hopes they let the boys do the same thing.
Well, this is the kind of game, especially with a Wilkes Central West Wilkes
if you
game,
ain't careful.
Yeah, it could get really chippy.
Anna Lee Bell going to fire up a three, and it's no good. 36-25, Wilkes Central with the advantage. Offensive rebound, though, as we're under a minute to play third period. Parker Childress with it. Dumps it over to Anna Lee Bell. Bell with the basketball. Goes over to Childress. Childress with 45 seconds. West Wilkes just trying to work the ball and find the right shot. Tori Teague with it. Goes over to Bale. Now to Childress. Back to Teague for three. Yes, Tori Teague. Nice looking stroke, and it's 36-28. It's down to an 8-point advantage for Wilkes Central. Anna Rollins with it. Goes inside. Jayla Smoker, turnaround shot. That is just good basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you ought to, when she gets down on the low blocks, West Wilkes is just not aware that she's down there.
And now Parker Childress loses it. Journey McCrimmon with a steal. No one between her and the hoop, and she lays it up and in. And what was an 8-point lead just turned into a 12-point lead, and that's how we end the third period as we go to the final 8 minutes of our girls' game here tonight. 40-28, Wilkes Central with the advantage. We're back after this on Hometown Christian Radio. And welcome back to West Wilkes High School here tonight as we are getting ready to start our fourth and final period of the girls' game here. 40-28 is our score in favor of the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles. And Keith, West Wilkes has got a little bit of a battle to climb uphill in this final 8 minutes. It's doable, 12-point deficit, but they have got to string together some stops defensively because Jayla Smoker has started to be a factor in the low post to attribute to Wilkes Central's hotness from deep.
Well, they definitely have, and if they keep working the ball in there, and Wilkes Central's went from they're back in that 2-3 zone.
And now Parker Childress drives inside.
And the way West Wilkes has been beating this 2-3 zone is moving the ball, getting open looks from the wings, and and that was a great job by Parker that time to drive in the inside.
As Childress draws the foul, her first free throw is pure. Fouls on Sarah Lowe. It's her third. Second free throw from Parker is good. It is 40-30, 10-point game. 7:45 and ticking here in our fourth period play. McKenna Freeman with the basketball. Freeman taking her time here. Freeman goes to Sarah Lowe on the left wing. Gets a screen from Smoker. Dumps it down to her inside. Smoker rims out. Rebound comes down to Katie Woods, who gets it to Annalee Bell. The freshman pushes it up in transition, but Tori Teague cannot look in the pass, and it goes back to Wilkes Central.
Smoker's just getting too easy to get in that inside position, and some great passes. I mean, that was almost a great pass with a 2-point shot right there.
McKenna Freeman with the basketball, walks it up the court. Freeman. Tori Teague picks her up defensively. Freeman, ISO game. Inside, lays it up and misses everything. And now Annalee Bell comes back the other way for West Wilkes. Bell with it. Goes to Parker Childress. She's open for three. Yes! 40-33. The Wilkes Central lead has dwindled down to 7. 6:40 and ticking, fourth period. Parker Childress has come to play tonight for the Lady Blackhawks. Sussy with the basketball. Parker Childress picks her up. Sussy, good crossover move. Kick over, corner three. Riley Parker, no. Rebound comes down to Casey Triplett. Keith, Wilkes Central doesn't need to be looking for threes when they've got the advantage. And then Tori Teague can't hang on, goes out of bounds. And back to Wilkes Central, but Wilkes and Coach Davenport calls a timeout. You got to believe he's going to address that. At this point in the game, I'm not saying you go into reserve mode, but you don't have to just fire up threes when you've got the advantage. Take your time, be smart, work the ball around the perimeter, and look for an open shot. You get Smoker inside, you get Sarah Lowe cutting, or if Sussy drives in, no need just to settle for threes just because you're open.
Well, the last 4 possessions for Wilkes Central have been inside the. I mean, they're
within 5 feet.
Yeah, I mean they're driving, they're getting a great job. But by West Wilkes, what they're doing is now they're driving inside, causing that 2-3 defense to collapse, and then kicking it back out to Parker. And, that's what you're going to have to do on this 2-3 zone defense that Wilkes Central's throwing at them.
That's exactly right. So a little bit, West Wilkes has chipped in and it well within striking distance here. And it's a 7-point game. 40-33 is our score.
But one thing I think is missing, usually when these two teams get together, it's very vocal. I mean,
this has been the cleanest West Central
and
girls
quietest.
game. I mean, yeah, last couple years, you look at it, you've had, with Jamie Lynn Wilcox out there, with Carson Ledford, with some of these other girls we've seen the past few years on both sides, Madison German for Wilkes Central. I mean, we've seen a lot more beating and banging. It's been quiet. I got a feeling the boys' game ain't going to be the same way, though, Keith.
Well, I mean, you got to believe that it's just unlike any West Wilkes Central game that I've had the opportunity to do.
Hey, you and I've called no matter if it's football, basketball, baseball. Zoe Sussy, a step back three. Oh, my goodness. Just a beautiful work of art by Zoe Sussy. And it's 43-33 in favor of Wilkes Central, 5:38 and ticking. Parker Childress gets the basketball. She's going to try to answer, and she does. 43-36 is our score. Under 5.5 minutes to play. Wilkes Central with the advantage. Sarah Lowe, a deep two. It's off. Rebound comes down. Casey Triplett. And here comes Anna Lee Bell with the basketball. Bell up to Nichols. Nichols picks up her dribble. She's got to do something with it. Gets it out to Triplett. Triplett over to Bell. Anna Lee Bell with it, top of the key. The freshman kicks it over to Parker Childress. Childress back to Bell. Bell inside. Casey Triplett's fouled by Riley Parker. As I was saying, Keith, before, it doesn't matter. We've called West Central games in football, basketball, baseball, softball. We've done it in multiple sports now in our 6 years of doing this together. And there's quite a few, just about every one in some capacity, there's been a chippy moment or two.
Well, not only that, the crowd really gets into it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is one of them rivalries.
Now, last year we had no crowd for this game, if you remember early in the year.
I mean, other than that, last year, every time these two teams get together, I mean, it's a great
atmosphere. 43-38. West Wilkes has got this within a 5-point game. Under 5 minutes to play, fourth period.
Big possession right here for the Eagles.
And really, you could say big defensively for West Wilkes, too. McKenna Freeman with it, goes over to Riley Parker. Now back to Freeman, top of the key. Freeman just standing there. West Wilkes not really coming up, applying much pressure. That clock is still ticking. We're at 4:28 and ticking as McKenna Freeman gets it to Lowe. Lowe to a cutting Riley Parker. She's fouled.
And that's the way you attack that 2-3 zone, is you had Lowe go to the center, and when that happens, it collapses everything. And then Riley Parker tried to go to the rim. So great ball control by the Eagles.
As that free throw by Riley Parker is off. So it remains 43-38. This is her second of two. Got to make you free throws in a game like this. Second one for Parker is up, and it rolls through, makes it 44-38 in favor of Wilkes Central. Anna Lee Bell with the basketball for the Lady Blackhawks. Bell goes over to Teague. Teague back to Bell, knocked out of bounds. Good defense by McKenna Freeman. 4:13 to play, fourth period. 44-38 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. Our boys game coming up after this game here tonight. Inside, Katie Nichols with the basketball. Goes to Parker Childress. Childress looking to drive, throws up a shot.
Boy,
she was trying
a lot
to
of contact on that
Yeah,
shot.
I think she was hoping she would get the foul call. She didn't get it, and Sussy comes back up the court with the basketball. Freeman with it now on the right wing. Keith, do you think the whistle should have been blue right there?
It looked to me like there was an awful lot of skin on that, and West Wilkes is going to a man-to-man.
Parker Childress going to pick up Sussy in that man-to-man. As we close in on the 3.5-minute mark to play, Sarah Lowe with it on the right wing. Dumps it off. Riley Parker. Back out McKenna Freeman. Freeman working on Tori Teague. Freeman looks to drive, now pulls it back out. 3:24 and ticking now in the fourth period. Freeman still with it, trying to pull some dribble moves. Chooses not to attack. Still dribbling now, goes over to Sussy. Wilkes Central draining clock here. Good behind the back move by Sussy, then loses it, gets it back, has her shot blocked.
I tell you, that was a great block right there, all ball.
Yeah, Katie Nichols with a nice block that time on Zoe Sussy, and now we've got a timeout. West Wilkes with 3:08 to play. 44-38 is our score. We're back in 30 seconds on Hometown Christian Radio. And welcome back to West Wilkes High School, 3:08 to play in our girls game here. Fourth period, 44-38 in favor of Wilkes Central. As we get set to play out what should be a fun final 3 minutes here in our fourth period.
Well, one thing about it, West Wilkes is definitely knocked that 12-point lead down, and they're right back into this game, but it's up to them to continue to have some defensive stops.
And we are back. Zoe Sussey with the inbound pass to McKenna Freeman. Sussey with it now. Sussey looks to drive, now pulls it back out under 3 minutes to play. Sussey picks up her dribble, goes to Sarah Lowe. Sarah Lowe drives right baseline. Are they going to get her with a hook, or is it going to be a body foul? They're going to get the foul on Anna Lee Bell.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can't do is let somebody go baseline, and that time Lowe got the baseline.
And now Wilkes Central gets the inbound. Loose ball. Good defense by Casey Triplett. Triplett comes up the court. Is that an offensive foul? Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, great. What a great move by Zoe Sussey. I mean, to run down there and get position. And, she just got bulldozed on that play.
Coach Green trying to tell the ref that Sussey failed before she made contact. What's your thoughts on it, Keith? It was right here in front of us.
I tell you, it looked like Sussey had the spot. I mean, from my vantage point, it looked like she had the spot right there.
West Wilkes has got a press right here. Sussey gets the ball on the inbound. Sussey heads up the court with a basketball. 2:38 and ticking. Time starting to run out on the Lady Blackhawks unless they can pull a rabbit out of the hat here.
You got to believe that Freeman and Sussey, this last 2:29, will be mainly holding the ball.
Loose ball. Casey Triplett hits the deck with it.
That's a walk.
Timeout, West Wilkes. She got the timeout, and Coach Allie Green knows she got it by the skin of her teeth. She knows for a fact she barely got that timeout before there could have been a traveling call right there. 44-38. West Wilkes is going to have it. Keith, this game's not over yet.
Well, it ain't. And but if you're West Wilkes, you got to know there's going to be two people handling the ball. That's McKenna Freeman and Zoe Sussey. And somebody else has got to step up. That time right there, you had Sussey and Freeman 20 feet away from the basket and nobody coming to the ball.
That's exactly right. So they got to work that just a little bit and give credit to West Wilkes. They played the hand Wilkes Central dealt them, and they dealt them a favorable hand to get them trapped over there in the corner, and West Wilkes took advantage of it. So we're going to see how this final 2:22 starts to play out here. But you got to believe, here's the thing too, Keith. If you're West Wilkes, you do not have to have a three on this possession. You're not behind with less enough time where you've got to have a three-pointer or bust here. You can get you a quick two here, cut to a 4-point game, and get you another defensive stop and get the ball back, and you're in business. It's not three or die territory
here. Well, you're definitely not. I mean, you don't have to feel like that's a shot you have to have. And the other thing is, you may look at trying to get some of these, might put them on the foul line, other than Sussey and Freeman.
So here we go. The final 2:22 as West Wilkes inbounds the basketball. Anna Lee Bell gets it. Bell top of the key with the basketball. Calling for the offense to set up here. Bell dribbling right to left. Now cuts back. Bell goes inside through the contact. She cannot finish the layup, but it goes off the fingertips of Zoe Mathis. And it'll stay West Wilkes basketball, so they're going to get a chance to redo it. 2:07 to play, 44-38. Wilkes Central with the lead here.
That was a good aggressive move by Bell.
And that ball, the inbounds pass is knocked away. It's going to stay West Wilkes ball again. Bell just a freshman, so she's learning, getting better with each game. But Keith, this young lady is star in the making, I think, by the time she's a senior.
Yeah, I mean, her mama was a great point guard at East Wilkes.
And now Tori Teague with the basketball. Goes to Katie Nichols. Nichols back to Parker Childress. Childress inside, draws a foul on Sarah Lowe. Her aunt wasn't too bad either.
No.
Talking about Anna Lee Bell, considering her aunt is the head coach.
But, you got to Lowe that time. She just didn't move her feet. You cannot reach. And great move by Parker Childress. But now this is where with the time when you're on the foul line, you've got to put these things in if you want to stay competitive at this point.
Childress misses that first one. She stripped two beauties earlier. Can she redeem herself here? She does. 44-39 is our score. It's a 5-point game. A minute 50 to play. Sussy gives it up to Anna Rollins. Rollins with the basketball. Rollins driving, kicks out to Sarah Lowe. Lowe back to Sussy. Sussy with the basketball now as she looks to drive, and Sussy's fouled. That's not the girl you want to send to the free throw line,
no.
Keith.
Well, see, we're still
yeah, we've not been
bonus yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're
not in the bonus.
3 fouls away from the bonus. So
Sarah Lowe gonna inbound, does so to Sussy. Sussy is fouled by Parker Childress.
So that's the 6th foul.
I think it was a little early to go to the intentional foul right there, Keith, with a minute 33 to play.
I think they're doing, to me, I'm right there with you. I mean, I'm playing just good defense right now.
Unless they're trying to get a steal off the inbound. That could be one other thing they're trying to do. Wilkes Central gets it into Mathis. Now back to Sussy. It goes under a minute and a half to play. Sussy with the basketball. Casey Triplett guarding her. Triplett nearly picks her pocket. It goes out of bounds. Good awareness by Casey Triplett of knowing where to put her hands. Wilkes Central ball once again, a minute 24 to play. 44-39, Lady Eagles with the advantage. Sarah Lowe inbounds it to Sussy. And they're going to get Triplett with a reach in.
So the 1-and-1 will be available right now.
That was nearly a clean pickpocket again by Triplett. I didn't see much body contact with the way she put her hand in.
Anytime Sussy's kind of a smaller one, and when you see her move about a foot off of her her direction, they're going to call that foul.
Oh, absolutely. Free throw line here for the 1-and-1 is good. Again, as we just mentioned, that's not the young lady you want to put at the free throw line if you're West Wilkes.
No, I mean, if to me, at this point in time, I'm looking at Zoe Mathis maybe. She's not been there at all tonight. So, you want to try to put somebody there that's
second one by Sussy rims out. West Wilkes gets the rebound, 45-39. It's a 6-point deficit. And Nichols goes inside, no foul call, and it goes out of bounds.
I mean, that was a good no call right there. I mean, Nichols had no control of that ball as she went in under that basket.
And Coach Davenport calls a full timeout here with a minute 13 to play as they're going to try to set up how they can best finish out this game. Wilkes Central has a 45-39 advantage. We're back after this on Hometown Christian Radio. And welcome back to Millers Creek. Our girls game has 73 seconds left to be played, and Wilkes Central has a 45-39 advantage. Lady Eagles are going to inbound the ball here on the baseline. Sussy gets it. Sussy virtually untouched. Nearly a carry, and she slaps that ball to Anna Rollins. Good awareness by her. Sussy with it now. As we're down to a minute to play. It goes to Freeman, back to Sussy. They've got to foul. Sussy running around. Sussy, still no foul call. Finally comes in with 53.9 seconds to play.
Well, you can see what Coach Davenport's going to do. He's just going to hold the ball and try to keep the ball on Zoe Sussy's hands.
Which is definitely a winning formula. Heading to the free throw line, 1-and-1 here for Zoe Sussy. She misses that one, but she gets her own rebound back, and they're forced to foul her again.
And that's on Parker Childress. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that young girl has a motor that just will not quit.
Her motor is one of the reasons why she's going to be playing soccer at the Division I level in the SEC.
And the last I heard that McKenna Freeman had some ACC offers.
I believe you're right, Keith. First free throw was good by Sussy to make it 46-39. So the second look at the 1-and-1 is good, makes it 47-39. West Wilkes has got to have a quick bucket, and they're at the point now, Keith, they've got to have a three.
Yeah.
Cross-court pass, Parker Childress, the open look, no. Rebound brought in by Zoe Mathis. Loose ball, West Wilkes gets it back. Childress looking to drive as Childress is going to be fouled with 34 seconds to play, and she's going to go to the free throw line.
And see, on that time right there, Childress was out of control. All you would have had to done was just stand your ground, but Wilkes Central parted. And by that great move by Childress to get between them.
So 34.8 seconds to play, 47-39. And if you're West Wilkes, Keith, you got to have both of these.
Yeah, I mean, you got to score when the clock's not running.
As Parker Childress gets that one to go, makes it a 7-point game at 47-40. And Childress misses that one. Mathis the rebound, and Mathis gets it away. Sussy with it. A lot of precious time was lost, down to 29 seconds before that foul was ever called.
Now, see, if
they should have hacked Mathis right as soon as she got the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to put Zoe Sussy back on the line. I mean, Mathis came down, and you had 3 white shirts around her, and, I believe you could hear Coach Green was fouler, but great job by Mathis to get rid of it.
So Sussy shooting 2 now. She misses the first one. So the door's still propped open just a little bit. Wilkes Central trying to close it, though, with 29 seconds to play and a 47-40 advantage. The second one here is up, and it's good. Makes it 48-40, and Coach Davenport calls another timeout with 29 seconds to play. He wants to make sure everything is set up right defensively for his girls and what they're trying to do. But for West Wilkes, Keith, you got to get the ball inbounds. You got to get a quick 3, and then more than likely you're just going to have to play this one out the rest of the way.
Well, if you do get a quick 3, you'll have to get put them back on the line, because anytime you can swap 3 for 1.
Yep.
And so far, Zoe Sussy's only got 1 from the free throw line. So I'll take 3 for 1 any day. But you got to foul quick. I mean, you can't let them throw the ball.
You can't
around.
wait around and let precious seconds tick away, because you're at a point now in this game. The clock is not your friend. The clock is your number 1 enemy outside of the team in green and gold. If you're West Wilkes, you've got to do everything timely and quick. And Wilkes Central putting all their girls back as they're going to give West Wilkes the court. They're going to roll the ball up. Anna Lee Bell with the ball rolling beside her as she's at midcourt. Still hasn't picked the ball up. Finally picks it up and goes to work. Bell with the basketball. Bell, bounce pass inside, knocked out of bounds by Zoe Sussy, though.
Great pass by Bell. I mean, you can't get no better than that. I mean,
just good defense by Sussy.
I mean, she's everywhere.
And we got another timeout, West Wilkes, with 23 seconds to play. We're back in 30 seconds. 48-40 our score in favor of the Lady Eagles. And welcome back to Millers Creek. 23 seconds to play in our girls game. 48-40 is our score in favor of Wilkes Central. West Wilkes has got to have a quick bucket and then a stop defensively. But Wilkes Central all but nearly shutting the door on West Wilkes here in our girls game. Keith, really the final 2 minutes took as long as really the first 3.5 quarters took. I mean, we've kind of slowed down to a snail's pace because West Wilkes has stayed in just close enough to be able to keep things a little bit interesting. But if they don't get some points right here, right now, this game's all but over.
Right. I mean, they got to get something quick, either go to the basket.
And Lee Bell inbounds. Back it goes to Bell. Corner 3 is up. It's short. Mathis gets the rebound, heads to Sussy. Sussy goes up the court, passes it ahead to McCrimmon. McCrimmon goes back to Rollins with 10 seconds. Back to McCrimmon, and McCrimmon's finally fouled with 8 seconds, and Keith, that's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great job by Sussy to break that pressure. But it looked like on that time, Katie Nichols, she had a really good look, but she just didn't want to take the shot, it appeared.
As McCrimmon misses that first free throw, it remains 48-40. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have our boys game here tonight, so stay tuned for that. Second free throw by McCrimmon is good, makes it 49-40 in favor of Wilkes Central. Parker Childress to Nichols inside, loose ball, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Childress at the horn, strips it, and that'll do it. 49-42 is our final score as the Wilkes Central Lady Eagles get the win over West Wilkes here tonight. We got to take a break, and we come back, we'll get you squared away with our boys game